Today we have the most iconic motorcycle from the Yamaha, the YZF-R3. The looks of this Yamaha R3 is simply stunning for sure, and the blue looks really nice in this motorcycle. The design of this bike is in line with the Yamaha's R series and looks superb. The fit and finish of this motorcycle is simply amazing and feels top notch. And coming to the rear side, the tail light looks fabulous and has a very good design, but the indicators aren't LEDs, which is sad, and Yamaha should have given it in order to look even more stunning. The front end of this bike looks more sporty in nature and it is sharply designed. And the headlight is simply eye-catching and terrifically designed, but it doesn't get LEDs and happens to be only halogens, which is a major missing in this bike. This bike has typical R series DNA in it, and as the Yamaha motor says it, this bike simply revs your heart. The design of this bike is quite sharper and that aerodynamic designs are well sorted out. The instrument cluster is finished in half analog and half digital and looks sporty for sure, and the multi-information display shows loads of information, which is really nice. The tank is designed in a muscular manner and looks sporty for sure, and the capacity of the tank happens to be 14 liters, which is pretty decently sized. This bike has a 320cc liquid-cooled 2-cylinder motor which generates 42 horsepower at 10,500 rpm and 29.6 Nm of torque at 9,000 rpm, which makes this motorbike to be claimed as the beast. This bike gets a diamond frame made out of high tensile steel and offers very good strength and rigidity. And it gets a 41mm telescopic forks in the front and offers superb feel while riding, and at the rear you get a monoshock and does its duty really well. Coming to the brakes, this bike gets 290mm hydraulic disc brakes at the front and you get 220mm hydraulic disc brakes at the rear, and also you get dual channel ABS as standard. The seat height is 780mm, which is perfect for both short and tall riders, and the ground clearance happens to be 160mm, which is more than enough for our Indian roads. The pillion seat is just for a formality, and this bike is best suited and enjoyable by riding solo. The layered fairing is aerodynamic and looks fabulous. Let's hear the exhaust sound of this bike. The looks of this bike is muscular, bold, stunning, and it is definitely a head turner. But how is this 320cc beast to drive? Let's check it out. So the heart of this bike happens to be a 321cc parallel twin-cylinder 4-stroke liquid-cooled engine, which produces 42 bhp at 10,750 rpm and 29 Nm of torque at 9,000 rpm. And I have to say that this 320cc machine is simply a monster. It feels so good to drive, and the amount of current from this motor is simply amazing. This bike gets a 6-speed manual transmission which is slick with its shifts. The clutch feels so light even though it doesn't get a slipper clutch, and this bike is definitely fun to drive and it is very useful for sure. Yamaha states that this is an everyday super sport machine and you can use this bike for daily rides and travel, and at the same time you can also take it to the tracks and unleash this beast and enjoy it thoroughly. And the highway rides in this bike is simply amazing, and it gives you a very good comfort while cruising on triple-digit speeds. The seating position in this bike is simply phenomenal, and you get the perfect feel of driving a sports bike. The throttle response is really impressive and feels very punchy. And another thing is that this bike gets 50-50 weight distribution in the front and rear, which offers very good stability. The suspension setup is mind-blowing, and you get a 41mm telescopic suspension at the front and a monoshock at the rear. The damping is on the softer side in order to get great comfort and ride quality, but at high speeds it holds up really well, which gives you a lot of confidence to push it harder and faster. This bike simply redlines and screams a lot, and what a fab engine is this! Yamaha makes superb engine and the thrust from its motor is simply stunning. This bike can make 100 km per hour in second gear itself, which is complete madness which you can expect in a 320cc engine. And as the Yamaha motor says, this bike simply does Yamaha. And the curb weight of this motorcycle is 169 kgs, which is lighter than the Kawasaki Ninja 300. And due to its low end punch, this bike is very easy to drive into traffic and do quick overtakes. And overall, I'm simply in love with this bike. The riding position is really good. You sit in an upright position and a bit of a forward lean, which offers very good comfort and gives you a proper feel of riding a sports bike. This bike competes directly with the Kawasaki Ninja 300, the KTM Duke 390, and this bike returns on an average mileage of 30 km per liter, which is actually considerably good, and the top speed of this bike happens to be 190 km per hour. And this bike was priced at an ex-showroom of 3.25 lakhs, but it is really sad that this bike is discontinued currently in the Indian market as it didn't meet the BS6 emission norms. But don't worry, the BS6 version of this motorbike will be launched very soon. So if you're looking for a bike which has a sharp and sporty design and offers great performance, then the Yamaha YZF-R3 is worth considering to buy. So that's all everyone. If you like this video, you know what to do. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. See you guys in the next video.